The MK48 is back, and it is better than ever. Welcome to episode 2 of the weapon guides for Black Ops 2. In this episode, we are looking at the MK48, or the Mark 48. The MK48 is returning from Modern Warfare 3, where its brethren was the MK46. But now, it has been upgraded 2 notches, and I think it is better than it has been before. The MK48 is the first light machine gun you unlock in Black Ops 2. And unlike some of the other ones like the LSAT, it actually has its own niche where it does fit into the Black Ops 2 gaming community where you can use it in a defensive role, which I'm going to be giving you some strategies on how to use it, like I did the SVUAS in my last episode. So the MK48 comes from the MK46 in Modern Warfare 3, but the futuristic version of it, and it is more comparable to the M60 in Black Ops 1. The Effenhurstel company is the people that are the company that produce this weapon in real life. Some information on the MK48 is that you unlock it at level 4 with creative class, as most of you know. You start with this weapon, you get this, the MK48 and the QBB LSW. Each have their own role in the game. The MK48 has a lower rate of fire, and the LSW has a lot higher rate of fire, more like the Type 25 does out of the assault rifles. I'll go ahead and say, if I say the MK46, which it's probably going to happen, but I'll try not to. That's because that's what it was in Modern Warfare 3, and I'm kind of used to that, so they're so closely related. So anyway, off of that, the MK48 is belt-fed, and that whenever a gun is belt-fed, like the light machine guns are, most of them are, that means that you are going to have very slow reloads, which is not good, but it does have a low rate of fire and a high magazine count, so it shouldn't be too bad. And if you are needing to reload, that's actually kind of a good thing, because that means you're staying alive, or you are a bad shot, which hopefully you are the first one. So this weapon holds 100 rounds, which is kind of standard for the light machine guns like the M60 in Black Ops 1 held. But the difference between this and the M60 from Black Ops 1 is that this holds 135 rounds, where the M60, if you got big mags, or I don't remember, I guess it was extended mags, but some people called it big mags. And the M60 carried 200 rounds, where this one carries 135 with extended mags. So it's not really worth it like it was in some of the previous games. The MK48 has a 7.9 second reload, which is very, very lethargic. You do not want that in a gun, especially in Black Ops, where you're going to be rushing. Well, not really rushing, but it's a fast-moving game. So you're going to have to kind of find a spot and pick and choose where you can reload. If you're nowhere near an enemy, you're going to have to duck into a corner and pray that you don't get killed within that 8 seconds, which a lot can happen in 8 seconds. So be careful when you're reloading. The MK48, it has 2 damages that I know of. I don't know which one is the correct one. One I've heard that the MK48 has is 40 to 25 damage. The other would be 49 to 25 damage. There's not too much of a difference here. I'm pretty sure it's the same shots to kill, even if you get headshots. But in general, you're going to need 3 to 4 shots to kill, which is pretty good considering at a long range that 4 shots isn't too bad compared to some of the other weapons which take more. Also, this gun has moderate recoil, but the reason it has moderate recoil, it might feel like it has a lot, but it has such a low fire rate that it doesn't really bother you as much, especially when you put something like a suppressor where the muzzle flash isn't getting in the way. The fire rate on this weapon is 600 rounds per minute, and that's pretty slow for an LMG. There's some faster ones, and the max level for this weapon is level 16, where you will finally unlock the dual band attachment for this gun, which is actually really good. Well, not really good, but it's a good weapon, or a good attachment to have. So you might want to use it in some of your strategies. Anyway, so that's it for the information. Now I have some strategies to go through, but first I wanted to kind of recommend some classes. So for this weapon, there's actually a few different strategies you could go with. So the first class is going to be the MK48 with the 2 attachments FMJ and the red dot sight. The red dot sight's just for more accuracy. I like to have a sight on this weapon. And FMJ, you can actually pick three people through walls pretty easily with the high penetration power of the light machine guns. I chose lightweight and flak jacket both because flak jacket you could get naded just since you're kind of playing defensive. And I hate how slow you run with the MK, so I put on lightweight. Fast hand, so you can switch to your lethal and tacticals faster. You want to use Tactical Mask for your perk 3, and that goes well with Flak Jacket, so you kind of want those if you're going to be playing defensively. C4 and Concussion for your lethal and tactical grenades. You could trade the C4 probably for a pistol like the B23R or the TAC 45, but in my opinion, I heard from Ozrek a really good kind of a reason to use C4 over pistols is because actually the C4 is almost a better secondary because you can kind of throw it and you can duck behind cover and you don't need to stay in front where the enemy can kill you. And if you have fast hands, it's actually really quick to throw and you can get multiple people at once with it. It's got a really good explosion. Large size, it can take out multiple enemies, so that's why I like using that. So that's kind of my overall good class for the MK. So there's another one with, it has a more of a powerful type of MK48 where it has 3 attachments and is better for more defensive. It's the EOTech sight, the quick draw, I almost said the foregrip, but the quick draw attachment and the suppressor. Those 3 actually go really well. Quick draw and EOTech just so you can have your sights up really quickly, and the suppressor is actually really good on the MK48. It doesn't take too many more bullets to kill, and it actually just kind of, it makes you feel more accurate without the muzzle flash. So that's why I like it. I put on Flak Jacket and Dexterity, that way whenever in use with Quick Draw, I can bring my sights up a lot faster, especially when I'm running around if I come up on a enemy that I didn't expect to be there. Toughness, that way you can just win more gunfights. And if you're going to be playing a little bit more defensively, you can put on either a Bouncing Betty and Shock, or you can go back to your C4 and Concussion setup. So, last one, just a few things that you could switch out. You could switch out Dual Band instead of EOTech, and take off the suppressor if you don't like it. Use Flak Jacket, and then you could use Toughness. Or there's 2 other things you could use. You could use Scavenger, which I kind of like using that sometimes. Or if you're a fan of Cold Blood and you don't like being spotted through smoke, which is one of the strategies I recommended in the SVU setup. And it'll work good with this with the dual band. You put on C4 and smoke, and that way you can see through the smoke with your dual band, and Cold Blood might be a little bit more useful whenever you're doing that. And then also you can either, it's kind of your choice for your third perk. I like Tactical Mask. You can also use, you could use Awareness if you think you can you can hear the footsteps in this game. But sometimes it's not really worth using. So I would throw on Tactical Mask just in case people try to concuss you through the smoke. And C4 in case you see like 5 people in there and you want to take them all out. Last thing with your class setup is going to be your score streaks. For me, I like to use kill streaks that attack more people, just because with the gun itself, with the MK48, you don't use too many, or you don't get too many kills at a time since you're not rushing. So I like to get more kill streaks to do work more than me, since I'm playing more defensive. If you're going to be using higher kill streaks, you can also throw on Hardline instead of one of the first perks I recommended. So what I like to use is the Hellstorm, the Lightning Strike, and for your third kill streak, you can kind of use what you want. If you're going to be playing more defensive role, you can use your Sentry Gun. But if you like to have more attacking kill streaks, if you think you can get up there, you can use a Stealth Chopper or an AGR. So that's what I like to use for my score streaks. So I'm just going to go through a few of the attachments first, before I go into some strategies. So, stuff I didn't recommend, the foregrip, it doesn't really work in this game. I'm pretty sure y'all have all heard that. Let's see, what else didn't I say? Target Finder. I don't know why I didn't say that. You can switch that out with the dual band if you like it more than that, or one of the other sights. It's just kind of another optical that's actually useful. Stock, if you like to be more agile, you can switch it for something like FMJ. The ACOG, I don't really like as much. It actually might work for the LMGs because I know it's a little bit better in this game, so you can try using that. Laser sight, if you plan on running around with like lightweight and dexterity, you can use that. Optical zoom, I don't really like it with this gun. It's okay with some sniper rifles, and you can probably use it with the dual band and zoom together. They might work a little better. But I personally just didn't like it. Extended clip, not useful, doesn't give you enough rounds. The hybrid sight, nah, I don't really like it. I don't think a lot of people do. It takes a while to get up to that level, and it's just kind of hard to use, in my opinion. Rapid fire, that's actually kind of fun to play with, but not really the most useful thing. And last is dual band, which I already explained. So a couple strategies I have is just defensive play. This video is more on the classes instead of the strategy, whereas the SVU was more of what strategies to use. So for this, I have one tip. Kind of play defensively. Don't go into the enemy spawn as if you had an SMG or even an assault rifle. Kind of learn to use some head glitches and kind of pick people off as they come. It really goes well with the game modes I kind of recommend. I recommend Domination, Ground War, and Hardpoint. If you like to play Capture the Flag, you could even play that. But it works well anywhere that you have to defend a position. So that's why I like playing those game modes. And Ground War, there's a lot of people, and your big mag will go good with that. And the last thing is kind of, if you saw my last video, the whole thermal strategy. I like using that whenever I can throw a smoke down and look through with my thermal sight. That works well. So you can use that. If you don't know what that is, just kind of check out my other video. That was kind of explaining a lot of it. So, yeah, that's about it. I have a summary for the end of this, the ending verdict of the MK48. So I think it's good, and it has its own role in the game, but it's not as good as, say, the Hammer or the LSW, but I think it is as good as the LSAT, if not better. The LSAT is good in some ways, but I don't think it's as good as the LSW and the Hammer as well. So you can try using it, and especially if you're going for the gold camos, it's not too hard for this weapon. And yeah, so that's all I've got. It's good in a more defensive way, so don't plan on using this as a rushing weapon. That's more the style it plays well as, or well with. So yeah, that's my take on the MK48. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of longer. I might try to cut it down or cut some of the other videos in the future down. So yeah, leave some comments. Once again, I know this wasn't the greatest video compared to some of my other videos where I've had, well, not my other videos, my other future planned videos where I'm hoping I'm going to get a little bit better. But the SVU wasn't that great of a commentary. But that just kind of comes with experience, so if you heard me kind of stutter in this video, I'm going to try to cut it out, but, yeah, I have a little slack, and I'll try to improve. I'll do better videos, and y'all will like them, hopefully. So, yeah, suggestions down below. Also, what I wanted to do was I wanted to, make kind of a voting thing for the weapon I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to choose the next weapon, but if I have enough people that are leaving comments, then I might ask them what they want. So if you watch this quickly before I have my next video up, then you can go ahead and throw your suggestions in the comments below on what you want to see next. I have some more interesting guns gold that you might want to see, so until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Thanks.